hero came into the kitchen, and she was really emotional and nervous because, you know, she's paying attention to women that are pregnant, that aren't married. And so she came in and she had tears in her eyes, and I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "I'm just so scared. I'm so scared that I'm gonna get pregnant before I get married and have a baby." And I realized that she just had no idea that she had anything to do with getting pregnant, you know? Even though we've mentioned sex and it being like an expression of love with our bodies, she obviously didn't connect it at all to choice or to, I don't know, something she had control over.
Yeah.
I closed the doors to the kitchen so that we could talk privately. So I explained to her, just sort of, I said, do you want to understand more about this, like what it is, how you are involved in it, so that she could still be like, no, I'm not ready, or yeah, I want to know. So she said, yeah, she wanted to know. So I explained to her, and of course she said, "Do you do that?" It was sweet because I thought it was such a good moment to help her feel like included in adulthood, you know, like that we could close the doors and have this conversation, and the both of us can be really honest and truthful with each other. Also gives her a responsibility to respond, you know, to respond to the information wisely.
There's much more emphasis today on the need for more dialogue, more openness, more interaction in education, and the parents are the primary educators of their children. They're the ones who have the most serious responsibility to educate their children. They can seek the help of others, but really it's their task, and they can never completely wash their hands of it.
I think a main thing that was really great that came from that, because she couldn't really comprehend more beyond that or why anyone would want to be intimate, but it did link a little bit this connection of modesty, which has been a topic too that we've talked about. You know, it was helpful to her to understand, oh, this is why it's really important to respect our bodies and respect other people's bodies, to have an awareness of how we touch each other, how we interact with our bodies, because our bodies have a purpose, and it's a really beautiful, sacred purpose that accomplishes a huge thing, which is new life. Well, when you took John camping this year, you brought him home and you said, "I talked to Johnny about sex."
Yeah,
and he's 7.
He's in second grade, or was going into second grade, and I always felt like, you know, and that kind of just went right past his head. But
I still remember feeling like, oh my gosh, now the girl's like, he's gonna tell everybody.
Yeah.
Johnny's gonna be the kid that tells everybody.
The big talker. I always want to have the conversation with him, because if some kid is just walking around with a cell phone and is like, "Hey Johnny, come take a look at this, you know, this picture." I want to say, like, I want to get to him before he makes that choice, you know, so that when he has when he is presented with that choice, which he will be presented with that choice, he has the freedom and he has the pre-knowledge to sort of make that right decision. But I can't make that decision for him.
Yeah.
So it's just getting the conversation going, and then the kids are going to fumble through, obviously, but we prep them enough.
A big part of me is just not ready for that. I want them to stay little and innocent and unaware for as long as possible. And I think every parent wants that. But again, I know that deeper than that, I want their trust in me to be really nurtured so that they can just spill anything to us. So I try to respond now to all of their curiosities and questions in a very natural way without overreacting, with the hope that as they're older and they're encountering more like really, really serious things, and this is the place to go to hash out their troubles or to ask questions.
It's really important that the children feel secure with their parents. They know that they can ask their parents anything.
I want them to feel like totally free to come to us with anything. But I also want to show our kids that when they come to us with a question or a problem, that we can totally respond.
They can walk in the kitchen and just say, hey, like, I don't want to get pregnant before, like, randomly, you know?
Yeah.
And you're able to just, so I think that the good thing about it is, like, I don't think we have it figured out or there's this, like, specific formula.
Yeah.
But I think that just, like, we're a family that just maybe just would talk.
Yeah.
And you just get the conversation going and you're just like, you know, I'll talk about anything.
Un poquito de conversación con los hijos va bien. Y consigue después que tu marido tenga un rato de conversación con los chicos antes de que sean mayores. Y entonces, entre los dos, veréis que el chico no pregunta al amigote o a la amigota podrida. Va a su padre, a su madre. Y tú, ¿qué cosas me preguntas? ¡Qué horror! Madre, no digas eso, digas, hijo mío. Pregunta más. Vuestros niños, cuando les decís la verdad del origen de la vida a su hora oportuna, os adoran.
I'm sort of a notorious overtalker. I like to explain over and over and over again. So I try to not say more and just trust that when she encounters her next question that we're just setting that foundation more and more every time for her to come back and say, now what about this? So we're not there yet, but I'm sure it's coming.